Okay, let's dive in. Today we are getting into the weeds on a really specific but totally essential piece of broadcast tech. It's the Datavideo DAC-90 SD-SDI audio de-embedder. So our mission today is pretty simple. What exactly is audio de-embedding? And why, in a world of all-in-one digital signals, do you still need a dedicated box just to handle sound?
Well, that's the core of it, really. The DAC-90 solves a fundamental challenge in, any professional workflow. You're running your signals over SDI, that's the serial digital interface. It's fantastic. It carries your high-quality video, but it also bundles up to 16 channels of digital audio right alongside it.
It's this one seamless package.
Exactly. Seamless, but also a bit inflexible. What happens when your audio engineer, who is in a completely different part of the studio, needs to grab, say, channels 3 and 4 for a dedicated mix?
They can't. Not without a tool to break that package open.
And that's the DAC-90. It's the surgical tool for that job. It performs that precise extraction right from the main SDI signal.
Okay, so it pulls the audio out. What did it look like in practice?
So it sees all 16 of those digital audio channels, and it lets you pick and separate 4 of them at a time. But the real magic is the conversion. It's taking that digital information and turning it into 4 analog mini XLR outputs.
So proper balanced connections.
Yep. The kind of connections you need for a professional audio workflow. You get this clean, interference-free sound that you can plug straight into an audio mixer, monitors, whatever you need.
So we're really just decoupling the audio world from the video chain with this little box. But okay, once the audio is ripped out, what happens to the video signal? Does it get degraded?
That's a great question, and that's where you see the broadcast level quality of this thing. First, it's super flexible. It automatically detects and switches between 3G, HD, SD signals, all the way up to 1080p 60. But the most important part is that it gives you a reclocked SDI loop-through output.
Reclocking. Okay, so
Yeah,
that's like
sure.
signal insurance, right?
That's exactly it. When you send a signal down a long cable, it can degrade a little, jitter gets introduced. Reclocking basically cleans that signal up, resets the timing, and pushes out a perfect, strong signal downstream. It guarantees signal health, which is, completely non-negotiable in a live show.
Speaking of non-negotiable, let's talk about control. So it can see 16 channels, but only outputs 4. How does the operator actually choose which 4 they're getting? The sources mentioned DIP switches, which, that feels a little old school for 2026.
And that's precisely why they're there. Think about it. You're in a high-stress, live environment. The last thing you want is to be digging through a digital menu or hoping some software interface doesn't crash.
You want something physical.
You want something physical. Yeah. A DIP switch gives you immediate, tangible hardware control. You flip a switch, and, without a doubt, you're getting audio pair 3. It's all about reliability.
Reliability over flashiness. I get that. And I also see it has switchable settings for SMPTE and EBU audio levels. Why is that specific feature so important?
Well, because those are the 2 major international standards for professional audio levels. They basically define how loud is in the digital world. If you send content master to the EBU standard to a broadcaster who's expecting SMPTE, your audio levels are going to be completely wrong. It'll either be way too quiet or, worse, clipping and distorted.
And that's a very expensive mistake to make.
A very expensive mistake. This little switch it prevents that. And you can see that it's working too. There's a 4-row LED display right on the front, so you get instant visual confirmation of your level. You can see it even in a dark control room.
And just for the record, it also has a mini USB for any configuration, and for anyone listening from an institution, it's TAA compliant, which is a big deal for government purchasing.
So when you boil it all down, the DAC-90 is the definition of a precision tool. It takes this dense all-in-one digital feed, and it gives you the exact high-quality, configurable analog audio you need for specialized professional work. It just lets the audio team do their job.
That gets me thinking about a final point for you to mull over. We've spent this whole time talking about the DAC-90, which is the De-Embedder. The sources also mention its sibling product, the DAC-91, which does the opposite. It's an audio embedder.
Right, for putting audio back into the SDI signal.
Exactly. So if a professional production needs one dedicated box to take audio out of the signal, and then another completely separate box to put it back in later on, what does that tell you about the sheer precision and the processing power that's required to make sure every single frame of video is perfectly synced with its audio? The fact that you need 2 specialized tools highlights just how delicate that timing really is. Something to think about.